Hello again and welcome to this edition of Charge Fast Break on Rock Sports. I'm Scott Zarilla, glad you are with us. Coming up on today's show, we're going to go one-on-one with Charge forward Cheney Johnson. We're going to make you a better rebounder courtesy of Norchad Omier and his tips from the pros. And we're going to take you behind the scenes at the most recent Charge Media Day as we follow along with Darius Brown II. But as always, we like to start the show by telling you everything you need to know about the Charge. And we're also going to take you inside the Charge locker room following Eli Abrams' first ever win as Charge head coach. Well, the Charge started the season with 3 straight on the road, losing 2 in Iowa, followed by their first win of the season, a come-from-behind 121-111 win at Motor City. Now, as we look back, despite the 2 losses to the Wolves, there were some outstanding individual performances, including Darius Brown II racking up 16 assists in Game 2. That's one shy of the team record of 17 set by Sharif Cooper, and double-doubles from Norchad Omier and 20-point games from Cheney Johnson. In the win over the Crews, Miller Kopp drilled 9 threes on the way to 29 points. With those 9 3 balls, one shy of Sam Merrill's record of 10 in a single game. Now, backing up Miller, Omier bullied his way to a third double-double with 19 points and 10 rebounds, while Johnson topped the 20-point barrier for a third time with 22. Tristan Enaruna added 22, with Brown adding 12 more assists for Eli Abrams' first win as Charge head coach.
This is a collective win. This is for everybody. That's how much fight we have. All right,
Let's go.
Take your rest. Get your rest. We got 2 more.
First one goes. Hey, watch out. Hey, family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Boy, that was a lot of fun, and we're glad that we were able to take you inside the locker room for a look at that. Matter of fact, the Charge have had a couple of really good wins since then. Last-second wins over Wisconsin and a great win on the road at Sioux Falls. Okay, we need to take our first time out of the show. When we come back, we're going to sit down with jumping jack forward Cheney Johnson. That's coming up next right here on Rock Sports. Welcome back to Charge Fast Break right here on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network. I'm Scott Zarilla, and it's a real pleasure to welcome in forward for the Cleveland Charge, Cheney Johnson. Cheney, great to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm great. Great to have you. All right, buddy, I've asked a couple of your teammates because I just have to. Cheney is not the most traditional first name.
Yeah.
Give us an idea where that came from. Any story behind that?
Yeah, so my dad's grandmother was named Cheney. So I'm named after my dad's grandmother. And her name was spelled Chanie. And yeah, so they made it just a little bit more masculine, but I feel like the name Cheney is, like, I really thought I was like one of the only people, besides my grandmother, my great-grandmother with that name, but I look it up and it's a whole bunch of people named Cheney. I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Fair
a
enough.
different name for sure. Yeah.
Well, it's a common name, just not necessarily common for a first name.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. So let's talk about you a little bit. Where are you from? Brothers, sisters? What's your family like?
So I'm from Alabaster, Alabama. I say that to some people. I just say Birmingham sometimes because people don't know where Alabaster is, for real. Especially when you travel and go to these different states, they don't really know where that is. So, mother, name is Regina Johnson. She played at UAB, which is a D1 in Birmingham. And my dad, Chuck Johnson, he played high school ball, but he was one of them street ball legends, you know what I'm saying? And because I didn't believe, I was like, I was bouncy, had my elbow in the rim. I'm like, then he started proving his point when, he brought some of his friends around me, like, yeah, your dad was the truth. But, have a little brother and an older sister. Sister played college basketball. She went JUCO, and then she played for D2. What's the school called? It's a D2 in Georgia. And little brother, just trying to figure things out. But he's probably the most talented. He's way more talented than me, in the sport of basketball. But, he's figuring out life right now.
Sure.
So.
Well, we need to step back because you mentioned your father talking about putting his elbow on the rim.
Yeah.
You took after Dad because you definitely can get off the floor a little bit.
So look, don't let my mom hear that because my mom, she said I got my blessing for her, but I feel like it's a combination of both. Because my mom was a heck of an athlete when she played, and to go D1, back then was a real big deal. So Yeah, I say I got it from both. I don't want to just say dad. I say
Sure.
I got it from, it's a combination of both.
Well, I stand corrected. I want to make sure that I don't get in trouble with mom. So basketball's been in your family all along. When did you start realizing that you were pretty good?
I'm still realizing that to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a grind. I was a late bloomer. I grew when I got to college. Then wasn't really highly touted coming out of high school. I probably graduated like 6'3", so I just continued to work. So it's just I'm like, as I continue to grow older and I start to mature, I start to realize really how good I am. But it's still kind of I still have doubts, every now and then, and I am sometimes my biggest critic, which is, it can't, that's not good all the time, so.
No, it's very fair, very fair. So what has driven you, who has driven you growing up? What players did you watch or have you continued to watch and be like, you know what, yeah, that's the guy, and that's been the impetus to get you to be better?
Kobe Bryant. That's my favorite player. I remember, the playground days, it was LeBron, Derrick Rose. They saying all these players better than Kobe. I'm like, I was basically by myself. I guess I was the only Kobe fan in Alabama because everybody's LeBron and Derrick Rose. I was fending for myself. So I say, player-wise, Kobe, but I mean, just my circle that God has blessed me with around me has pushed me to, get to, elevate myself to be a better basketball player.
Did you play any other sports growing up? Were you any good?
Played soccer. So I played upward basketball for 1 year. That's like a church league when you're young. I played upward for 1 year in first grade. Wasn't the best basketball, you know what I'm saying? I was rough around the edges. Played soccer for like 3 years. Loved soccer. And then I hated running. So no more soccer.
But you're running basketball.
It's different. It's like I love basketball because it's like I know some track athletes, and it's just like, man, like their whole sport is running. And it's just like I could run in basketball because I get like the dopamine rush of like dunking or making a bucket or getting a steal or guarding somebody. But like track, you don't do nothing but run. So like, what are you gaining? You just getting tired. You may get a gold medal, but you just get tired. So, so soccer, I was like, nah, soccer wasn't for me. Football, I love football, but then you know how the story goes with basketball players. Playing football, they get hit one time. My line when I was in 6th grade wasn't blocking for me, and I got hit so hard, snot bubble started coming out my nose. So I was like, yeah. So then I started sticking to basketball, fell in love with it, and, I haven't turned around since then. So.
I can't relate to the snot bubbles, but I can relate to when I was little, I played soccer, and I stopped playing soccer when I got frustrated. I couldn't use my hands. Yeah. I still loved basketball, but I was like, this is a lot more fun. Yeah. Okay, not basketball-wise, what did you want to be when you grew up when you were a kid?
It's kind of like I always knew I wanted to play basketball, but, like, the thought wasn't 100% there. It was like just dormant, in the back of my mind. Cause like I grew up watching, seeing my mom coach my sister, my dad coach my sister, seeing my sister play, going out in the backyard playing basketball with my parents and my sister. So it was like, I don't know. I think it was just dormant. I think I always wanted to be a basketball player. I could say that's probably the easy answer. I say I always wanted to be a basketball player.
So first year here in Cleveland, you've had a couple of months here. What have you learned? Have you found your favorite place to eat, favorite place to visit? What do you like?
So I be indoors a lot. I just like chilling, playing the game, reading my Bible. You know what I'm saying? I need to get out and explore a little bit more. I don't think I really found my favorite place to eat yet. I've been eating McDonald's. I need to stop eating McDonald's.
You do.
I need to stop eating McDonald's.
Yeah, you do.
So I need to start exploring. I just don't know where to go. Like, I don't know where to go.
Well, Cleveland Clinic Court's got that great, kitchen we've got in the back, and Kay Leach will take care of you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But she ain't gonna always cook for me.
No, she won't.
You know what I'm saying?
She won't, but that's a good place to start.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, Cheney, it's great to have you here in
sir.
Cleveland with the Charge.
Yes,
Continued good luck and have a great season.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Let's take a quick timeout on Charge Fast Break. We'll have more after this timeout. You're watching it on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network. Welcome back to Charge Fast Break right here on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network. Time for some more tips from the pros, and we're going to make you a better rebounder courtesy of Norchad O'Meara. Norchad, thanks for joining me. Got that big smile. Norchad, I want to talk rebounding with you for a couple of reasons. First of all, you're a monster. That's the big thing. But looking at your stats from college, you never averaged less than 10 rebounds. You averaged over 12 rebounds. And you were the first freshman since, let's see, get that year right, 92-93, first freshman in Division I to average a 12 and 12. Pretty good at rebounding. What do you think when I tell you those stats or remind you of those stats?
Oh man, I'm just thankful because I gotta give credits to all my teammates that they
Missing all those shots?
Not because of that, but like they push me every practice. They say like be great at what you do, be great at your craft. So and that's was one of the stuff I enjoy doing, that is rebounding.
Yeah.
So they just keep pushing me everywhere, being Arkansas State, Miami, Baylor. So like everybody pushed me to be a great rebounder. So hell yeah.
By the way, I looked and I couldn't find out who was the last freshman since 92-93 to do that. So again, rare company, congratulations.
Thank you.
So not everybody is a good rebounder. First and foremost, why do you think that is?
I think it was just instinct, God-given talent, if I'm being honest. Coming to the U.S. and just working on my craft, working out, learning angles,
Yep.
Seeing my teammates shoot, know where they miss the ball, stuff like that. So I just, get better at it over the time.
Okay, now, you don't necessarily have to be the tallest, right? Because you're not super tall. But a lot of it really becomes hard work, isn't it? Again, it's one of those things like playing defense. If you don't want to be good at it, you're not going to, correct?
Exactly. And you got to find a way to enjoy it because I pride myself in it. I enjoy it. I'm happy about it, and that translates to the defensive side of the game, the offensive side of the game. So I think rebounding is very, 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 nice.
And I would also agree, think that with your teammates, which you've mentioned a couple of times, they like the big man to rebound. I mean, they like it because most guys are guards and most guys shoot, so they can kind of rely on you, which is you're an integral part of a team's success. Coaches say it all the time, defense and rebounding wins games. Well, rebounding, right?
I'm right here.
I like that. You take pride in it though, don't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
Now, when I watch you, you always use two hands. Is that something you learned at a young age? Is it something you've just kind of gravitated to? Why is that?
I mean, it's easier to, it's harder for someone to take away the ball from you if you have it with two hands than if you rebound it with one. Somebody can hit it out. And I don't know, it just came, like what I said, instant. Because when I started playing basketball, I was 14 years old, and I couldn't dribble, I couldn't do anything. So all I did was rebound the ball and give it to somebody. So I think that built that habit, and it just move on till this point.
That's a great story. Did you not want to shoot? Well, we're on. I know we're talking rebounding, but let's talk shooting real quick. You weren't good shooting, you weren't good dribbling, but you were a good rebounder?
I couldn't. I literally came from playing baseball and somebody invited me to play basketball. So I really didn't know how to dribble. But I was the taller kid in Nicaragua.
Yep.
I was the tallest kid, so I get the ball over everybody. So, I was good. I didn't even know that was something that somebody look at rebounding. I think that was a boring stat back then because I'm like all my teammates scoring, everybody cheering on them. I'm just rebounding and nobody say nothing to me. So I didn't even know it was important.
Well, you learned pretty quick it's important, right?
Yes, sir.
How about also not only grabbing the rebound, but would you agree that tipping the ball, keeping it alive, not only for yourself but teammates, is equally as important as well?
Definitely, that, and I think that you come to hustle with that. Like, if more you want it, you can hustle, you can take the ball, one of your teammates can get it, you get an extra possession for the team. So those are definitely big things that help win games.
Okay. Now, you mentioned earlier about kind of anticipating when the ball comes off the rim of the backboard. I'm going to toss up some garbage here, and I want you to just kind of show me, again, where you start. I don't want you to start with your hands at your sides. I want you to start as if you're, we're in a game type of thing. Shot comes up. What's your first? Where are you going? Okay, so are you watching for it to come off the rim a certain place, anticipating it coming off a certain way?
I mean, when you play basketball for a minute, you get a lot of shots up, you rebound for your teammates rebound for you. So you kind of, when the ball is in the air, you kind of already know where it's going. And I think I have a little bit more anticipation because I have sometimes I just sit on the sideline and watch my teammates shoot, and I'm like, okay, they miss this type of way more, they do this. So I kind of study that a little bit, and that's how I know a little bit.
You know, it's funny you say that because you're a young man, so stay with me. The great Moses Malone, no longer with us, for the Philadelphia 76ers. Do you know of him?
Yes, sir.
A great offensive rebound. He always used to say he knew where the ball was coming off the rim. Also, Dennis Rodman in the 90s, he was another one. Remember Dennis?
Yes, of
He
course.
always talked about knowing when the ball. Is that, again, something that you study? Some guys study shooting, some different things. Do you study guys and try to have an idea?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I gotta give the credit to the Lord, man. He gave me that talent.
Just instinctual.
Yes,
That's
sir,
fine.
instinct.
Now, there's two different kinds of rebounding, offensive and defensive. Do you find one easier than the other?
I mean, defensive is kind of just like everybody do their job. We get the rebound. That's like more collectively.
Sure.
Yeah, but offensively, it's to me I enjoy it more because if I don't score, I get the extra possession for my team, and I really pride myself on that, getting extra possessions, more shots, more points, you know, and that's how we win games.
The other one too is with the defensive rebound is you kind of already have the position on the inside. So is it, for your mind, is it simpler to just kind of, as I was always taught, you just find your man and kind of put a contact on him like that?
Yeah, like, I mean,
Do it, yeah,
like
get it.
you shoot the ball up here.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the rebound that nobody noticed that much, but this one is probably the one that I get with one hand.
Okay.
Because I'm holding my man off, get it. Then I probably work on with the two hands.
Now, but the difference, how about the difference on the offense when you're on the outside and your teammate shoots? What do you have to do differently to get inside?
Swim. A lot of swimming.
Yeah. Did you say a lot of swimming?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Footwork, I'm imagining, is a big part of rebounding as well, correct?
Yes.
Is that something you have to think about, or again, is that instinctual? Is it something you were taught when you were young?
That's something I work on more out here because out here they show, like, when the defensive, like, I'm on defense, right? The offense shoot it, it's my rebound. They show to turn and crash, and that's when I do footwork. Like, I run a fake, go around people, and that's when I work on those little stuff. I didn't do that before. Coming out to the U.S., that's when I start learning. I saw great rebounders, and I'm like, okay, I can learn from them a little bit, and I do it.
Okay, you said great rebounders that you've learned from. Name a couple.
I mean, the guys in college that I seen, like Armando Baker, I mean, we play against each other, so I got to give him some credit. He a great rebounder. Oscar Tashigwe.
Sure,
Yeah,
Oscar
so those are two guys that I watch a lot, and I was like, okay, they're great rebounders, and I mean, they probably played out here longer than me, so I wanted to learn some stuff from them too. Yeah.
It's the way to do it. If you don't know something, learn from somebody who does, correct?
Yes, sir.
Which is what we're doing with Tips from the Pros. So, Norchad, before we let you run, for our young viewers at home that are starting to get taller and get bigger, they want to become better rebounders, a couple of things we've already talked about. What would you remind them to be a better rebounder? What would you tell them?
Yeah, just hustle. I mean, come down to hustle, control things that you can control, and hustle is one of them. Always hustle, always play hard for your team, and you know, you're gonna be a good rebounder.
Play hard. That's what everybody says. Play hard. Norchad, thank you, man. Appreciate the time.
Thank you so
much. And I'm already a better rebounder, even though I'm way shorter than you are. All right, we need to take a timeout. When we come back, we've got more of Charge Fast Break right here on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network.
Are you the leader? We're following the leader?
I'm the floater, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of just making sure a couple of you are.
Okay, great.
I'm Lydia.
Darius, nice to meet you. We just shouting out the Dodgers, you know. Got the game 7 dub. So we just gonna shout out the Dodgers. Got back up, need a little space. Oh wait. Sorry, that looked bad.
Describe home opener in one word.
Soon.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, you my dog. You are.
Retail.
What size are you?
We're looking at a large.
You want to go through and sift through and pick out which one catches your eye?
Okay. We'll spin it. Hold on. There we go.
There it is. Smile, man. There it is.
There we go.
Cool. All right, man.
All right, cool. Make sure you get this guy on camera all day, man. This guy too. He was asking me for camera time earlier.
No, I'm waiting. I'm waiting in line, bro. Looks like you should be done.
Don't be looking at the cameras like that, bro. This ain't an office episode. Don't stare off in the camera.
Oh, that's actually kind of fire.
Luke is still rocking the mullet, and you know he owns the look. So I'd have to go with Luke's mullet. I still have his I still have the wig from last year that I like look at occasionally. I'll just throw it on just because, whip my hair around and put it back. This is Darius Brown II. Time for the halftime report. Here again is the voice of the Cleveland Charge, Scott Zarilla.
How much did games like that give you confidence last year as a rookie that you can kind of feed on for this year?
It gave me a lot of confidence, and one thing about the G League too, it's just about staying ready. So it's like I was just glad that I was ready for those. We gotta give it indubitably to the camera.
Indubitably.
I think I'm just missing one more. I mean, if you see twins, I mean, and you don't know anything, you would have to think that like that'd be some type of psychological advantage. We went this whole day without hearing that word, and we're not gonna start now. So we're gonna bleep out. We're gonna bleep out anytime someone says
So there you have it, Charge Media Day this year. And one thing we definitely learned is don't call Darius Brown II Unc. I know I won't. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Charge Fast Break. Until next time, thanks for watching right here on Rock Sports. I'm Scott Zarilla.